All right, welcome. In this explainer, we're going to break down a really powerful idea that gets to the heart of why some leaders and some companies can inspire such incredible loyalty, while others, who seem to have all the same resources, just don't. So to really get our heads around this, let's start with a story. We're going back to the beginning of the 20th century, and there's this massive high-stakes race to be the first to achieve powered flight. And the outcome of this race is a puzzle that really sets the stage for everything we're about to uncover.
Now, in this race to the sky, you've basically got two main teams. On one side, you have a group with every single advantage you could possibly imagine. And on the other side, well, a team with pretty much none of them.
I mean, just look at this contrast. On one side, you had Samuel Pierpont Langley. He had what looked like the perfect recipe for success. A huge $50,000 grant from the government, a dream team of the smartest people money could buy, he was well connected, and the press followed his every move. His motivation? He wanted to be rich and famous. Then, you had Orville and Wilbur Wright. They had no money, they were funding this whole thing from their humble bicycle shop, no fancy degrees, no press coverage at all. But you see, they had something Langley didn't. They were driven by a powerful dream. It's the million-dollar question, right? After the Wright brothers finally took flight, Langley, the guy with all the money and the experts, he just quit. He was in it for the glory, and the second that was gone, so was he. But the Wright brothers' cause? Their belief was so strong, it inspired everyone around them to keep pushing long after that first flight. The difference wasn't the resources. It was all about how they communicated their idea. And this is where we get to a huge mistake that most of us and most businesses make every single day. We tend to communicate completely backwards. We start from the outside and work our way in. Let me show you what that sounds like. Okay, so just imagine a guy on a first date, and this is his opening line. He's just listing all his features, right? All his whats. So does he get a second date? Probably not. Why? Because just listing facts and features doesn't build any real connection. There's no purpose, no belief. There's no why. And this is exactly what most companies do with their marketing. They lead with what they sell and maybe how it's a little bit better. Now that might get you a sale, sure, but it doesn't build loyalty. And when that real connection is missing, businesses have to resort to short-term tricks to get our attention. Oh, you've seen these everywhere. Price drops, limited time offers, using fear, like buy now before it's gone forever, or those aspirational messages that kind of prey on our insecurities. These are all short-term tactics. They might drive a sale today, but they don't inspire anyone to come back tomorrow. In fact, over time, they actually break down our trust. So if that's how not to do it, what's the right way? Well, it turns out that all the great, inspiring leaders and organizations, from the Wright brothers all the way to a company like Apple, they all follow the exact same pattern. And it's a beautifully simple idea. It's called the golden circle. Okay, so on the outside of the circle, you've got the what. This is the easy one. Every single organization on the planet knows what they do. For Apple, it's pretty simple. They sell computers and phones. This is the tangible, obvious stuff. Then, as we move one layer in, we have the how. Now, some companies know their how. This is often their secret sauce or their unique selling proposition. For Apple, their how is their user-friendly design, and that simple interface. It's how they do what they do. But right at the very center of it all, that's the why. And this is where it gets interesting because very few people or companies can clearly tell you why they do what they do. And listen, this is not about making a profit. That's just a result. The why is your purpose. It's your cause. It's your core belief. Why does your company even exist? For Apple, their why is to challenge the status quo and to empower individuals. So here's the secret. All the inspiring leaders, they think, act, and communicate from the inside out. They start with why. If Apple communicated like everyone else, they'd say, "We make great computers. They're beautifully designed and simple to use. Want to buy one? Meh." Instead, they say, "Everything we do, we believe in challenging the status quo. The way we do that is by making our products beautifully designed and simple to use. We just happen to make great computers. Want to buy one?" See the difference? It's huge, right? And here's the coolest part. There's a brilliant biological reason why that inside-out approach is so ridiculously powerful. This isn't just some clever marketing trick. It's literally rooted in how our brains are wired. Check this out. The golden circle maps perfectly onto the major parts of the human brain. That outer what circle? That corresponds directly to our neocortex. That's the newest part of our brain. the part that's responsible for all our rational, analytical thought and language. But the why and the how circles, they correspond to our limbic brain. Now, this part of the brain is responsible for all our feelings, things like trust and loyalty. It also drives all of our behavior and all of our decision-making. But, and this is the critical piece, the limbic brain has no capacity for language. This is where gut decisions come from. Things just feel right. That's because the choice is coming from the part of your brain that controls behavior, even if you can't easily put it into words. Think about it like this. Why is it so hard to explain why you love someone? You can list their qualities, sure. Oh, they're funny, they're smart, but it's so much more than that. You're trying to use the language part of your brain, the neocortex, to explain a feeling that's generated by your limbic brain. The words never quite capture the feeling. But when you communicate starting with why, you're speaking directly to the part of the brain that makes the decisions. Okay, so let's say you know your why. That's awesome. But how do you make sure that all of your actions, all of your whats, are actually consistent with it? Well, for that, there's a really simple tool, and it's called the celery test. All right, so imagine you're at a party, and you're getting all this fantastic advice from really successful people. One person says you need M&Ms. Another says the data points to rice milk. Someone else says they made a fortune with Oreo cookies. And the last one says you've absolutely got to get into celery. So, what do? Well, without a filter, you run to the supermarket and you buy everything. But now you're standing at the checkout and you look at your cart. You've got celery, rice milk, Oreos, and M&Ms. It's just a random pile of stuff. Your actions are all over the place. Nobody looking at that cart has any idea what you believe in or what you stand for. But let's rewind. What if you went into that supermarket knowing your why is to do things that are simple and healthy? Now the decision is crystal clear, isn't it? You buy the celery. Maybe you buy the rice milk. You definitely do not buy the Oreos or the M&Ms. Your why becomes your filter. And that's all the celery test is. It's a way to make sure that your actions are tangible proof of your purpose. And this really is the key to it all. When you communicate from the inside out, starting with your why, and when all your actions consistently pass that celery test, you do something much more powerful than just selling products. You start to attract people who believe what you believe. And that, right there, is the heart of real leadership and true inspiration. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. The goal isn't to sell to everybody who needs what you have. The goal is to do business with people who believe what you believe. That's how you build real, lasting loyalty and trust. And that brings us right back to the most important question of all, the one sitting at the very center of that golden circle. Whether it's for your company, for your career, or just for yourself, discovering and then starting with that one simple question, well, it changes absolutely everything.